What's up, Kings fans? We're back in the film room even on election day because the Kings just had an awesome win last night in Miami, where they had probably their most dominant stretch of the season in the third quarter, outscoring the Heat 37-17. I want to break down what was working for the Kings in that period, and there's a lot to get into, so let's just jump right in. A lot of the turnaround started defensively, and this is why I'm so high on Keon Ellis being in that starting unit, with Keon and Keegan both drawing the two lead point of attack assignments. In this case, Keegan is on Jimmy and Keon is on Hero. That allows Fox to be able to roam and be more aggressive off the ball, where he can be ultra disruptive when he's engaged. He's actually on Tyler Hero here in that weak side corner, but he sees the Heat looking for Jimmy in the post, where his job would be to be that baseline help. Since he's able to detect this early, he flies in from the backside and is able to poke the ball free. Again, he's away from the ball here, and you can see him start lurking around when Bam is looking for an outlet. Fox sees this lazy pass being made, and he's just there immediately. Fox is kind of like Keon, where his success rate on these strips is pretty unbelievable, and this time it sets up a fast break and Keon throws it down. The other effect of having a decreased workload defensively is being able to exert more energy on offense. It still feels like Fox is trying to find that balance on offense early in the season. He's working more off the ball than he ever has in the past, and it looks like he's trying to find when to pick and choose his attacks. Last night he was awesome here and looking to get downhill as much as possible. He also worked a lot more on the ball last night, and here is just a drag screen from Sabonis, and Fox gets right to his spot for that vintage midi pull-up. Here Sabonis grabs and goes off a defensive board, initiating the Kings' 5-out offense. The Kings run this set here where both players who would traditionally be in the corners come up to set these back screens for the wings. Here Keon sets that pick for Fox and they generate a switch. Normally this would flow into other actions, but after seeing one go down early to start the half, you could tell Fox was kind of just feeling it, and he pulls this 3 in a favorable matchup. What the Kings started doing was setting these ball screens for Fox much higher. This looks like it could have been the 45 set where both Keon and Domas would set those high ball screens out of horns, but Keon looks like he didn't really know the call, so Fox just uses that Domas screen instead. Hero tries to hedge, but Rozier has trouble getting around the screen, so Fox is able to split the defenders, and with the Sabonis screen being set so high, Bam is out on the perimeter, and there's no help at the basket. Another high ball screen, this time a flat pick from Sabonis, so you can see him aligned parallel to the baseline, and he's setting this one out near midcourt. Rozier tries to go under and cut Fox off, but all the space he gives allows Fox to generate a head of steam and a ton of momentum, and Fox just sends him flying once he gets into the paint and makes contact. And again, with Sabonis on the perimeter, Bam can't fully commit to protecting the rim here, especially with Sabonis hitting his threes this season. I thought the Kings found a great balance in their utilization of Fox last night, blending in some of these off-ball attacks. So they start the possession here with Fox in the corner, and with the ball swinging to DeMar and Sabonis flashing, the defense has really shifted and focused on this side of the court. But instead the Kings just flow into a handoff exchange between Fox and DeMar, and right into a ball screen from Sabonis, and this is really what you want to see from Fox. He needs to be much more aggressive at looking to get into the paint, and these strong drives are perfect from him, especially when teams are going to put weaker defenders on him like Rozier. This time Bam engages on Fox, so Sabonis gets freed up on the short roll. Fox made this pass really early and high, so Sabonis has the time to process, and he also doesn't have to come down with the ball. Here Keegan's man has to rotate over and protect the paint, which frees Keegan up for this wide open baseline cut. This here is just filthy from Fox. This is the common set the Kings run, starting with the guard-on-guard screen and swing it to Sabonis to initiate 5-out offense. Keegan is coming to set a pin down for Fox, but just watch Fox here instead. He fakes coming off that pick just to go back door, then the Heat switch and Hero picks him up, so instead he'll just pop back out for an in-rhythm 3. Sacramento's second half defense as a whole was incredible. Sabonis won defensive player of the game, and rightfully so. The Kings asked so much out of him and he was awesome. He's dropping to dissuade an attack from Butler here, then on the swing back to Bam he's forced to close out and contain that drive, and you'll live with these shots if you're the Kings. Here the Heat run double drag screens for Rozier, and Sabonis blitzes him on the second one, and honestly the Kings should have forced a turnover here if Fox didn't go for the highlight of the night with his pass. Instead the Heat reset and swing it to Bam in the corner, and just watch Sabonis move those feet. He cuts Bam off multiple times and just goes nowhere. And I always say it, but the narrative that Sabonis doesn't play defense or isn't mobile has really never made any sense, and he's really always been one of the Kings' better defenders, especially this season. It's not a Kings game unless Keon Ellis makes an otherworldly defensive play, and this entire possession is nutty. He starts off on Butler, loses his balance immediately with Butler looking for position and falls down. but if there's one thing Keon will never do, it's give up on a play. So here he battles Butler in the post, but it's really Fox's dig down that forces the kick out, and this is where Keon does the rest by himself. Rozier attacks Fox's closeout, and Keon tries to make a play on the ball, doesn't get it, so just closes back out to Butler in the corner. Butler drives, and Keon immediately recognizes to peel off back to the corner, anticipating Jimmy making that kick out pass, which he does. And look at this closeout from Keon, which has become one of his signatures. You're trained to attack the front foot of closeouts as offensive players, where it's much harder for defenders to flip their hips and stay in front of the ball. But Keon just counters that with these spins to reverse his momentum while anticipating that attack. So now it's a late clock and Rozier has to heave this. Just unbelievable stuff from Keon. Even though it was Fox's night in the third, the Kings just have so many options offensively, they can mix it up whatever they want to do. So here they just give it to DeMar where he wants it and overload everyone else on the weak side of the court, and man, it's just special to be able to watch an artist like DeRozan work. The Kings run delay action here, getting it to Sabonis at the top of the key again, then watch Keegan slot cut from the weak side and flow right into a handoff from Sabonis. And the Kings need Keegan to take these movement threes, and even though he's been in a slump, we know the kind of shooter that Keegan can be. Just a couple more possessions that I want to show where the Kings offense was really flowing well. The Kings run strong action here, so Keegan is coming off these staggers and receives the ball. He doesn't see anything there, so just gives it back to Sabonis and cuts through. Now Domas finds a DHO partner in Malik, and with the defense rotating and Malik getting downhill, he fires his signature one-handed laser back to Sabonis, who draws a foul trying to end a man's career. And this here is beautiful pick and roll manipulation from Malik, who gets depth before coming off that Sabonis screen and making his defender come off really wide. This causes 2 on the ball, and the Heat try to scramble the rest of the possession, and my only complaint is that Keegan doesn't shoot this on the catch. Lyles is free under the basket briefly as well, but Keegan elects to drive and ends up cleaning his own miss, so there's no harm done, but still I need to see him being more assertive looking for a shot. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. As always, thank you all for watching and supporting the channel, and I'll see you all next time.